And we're back in the room.
We are back in the room. We're back in the room, Martin. And
But
this week...
But we're not alone.
Yes? We're not alone
not
at all.
alone.
We have a special guest. Hello, Alice from Italy.
Hello.
Hello. Crowd noise. And a cat. What's the cat's name?
Spooky.
Spotty.
Okay. Spooky.
Spooky. It's a perfect day to be spooky.
Yeah, it is. Halloween.
Okay. So that only leaves to say, welcome to ADHDville.
Yeah. We have a special guest. She's all the way from Italy. Her name is
all the way from
Alice.
Italy.
Nice.
Okay. Hello, I'm Paul Thompson. I was diagnosed with the combined ADH and the D almost exactly more or less a year ago.
And I'm Martin West, and I was diagnosed with the combined poo-poo platter in 2013.
2013. So we're just two mates, but who, by coincidence or not, after 39 years of friendship, discovered that we're co-ADHDers. Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Now, it's really important to say that this is an entertainment podcast, Martin, about adult ADHD. It does not substitute for individualized advice from qualified health professionals. I'll start that again. Does not substitute individualized advice from qualified health professionals. God, I always struggle with that. So don't take any advice from us. We're just here as a kind of all-inclusive ADHD park bench with room for everyone, including your doppelgangers, your alter egos, your buddy doubles, your chaperones, and even your best buddies.
Check.
Okay, still here. Okay, grab your jetpacks, your pedalos, space hoppers, or any other transportation methods, and let us take you to ADHDville, an imaginary town that we've created in our minds, where we like to explore different parts of the A, the D, the H, and the D.
And we start off, as always, here in the town hall, in the mayor's office, where we, the joint mayors of ADHDville, take care of business. And as we have said, we can just welcome Alice to the mayor's office.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Alice? Are you okay?
I'm okay. Today I striked. I didn't go to work because I'm a teacher, and in Italy, teachers are treated like
crap.
And today, so we were reunited in the center of Milan, and we tried to make our voice heard by this horrible, repressive government.
So you've been protesting on the streets?
Okay, yes. Wow. My morning. Yes.
Okay.
I was protesting.
It's still the best way to protest, I think.
I think it
is.
Like
hashtags are way too easy.
But it's a little bit old-fashioned right now. But I like to explain to my students, 6 years old, 7 years old, what a strike is. And they are very, very interested. They ask me, teacher, can I do a house strike? What do you mean? Can I tell my parents that if they don't start to save energy and stop pollution, I won't go back home? Okay.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. They learned to create.
The best forms of protest are always the most the creative ones, I think. Okay, cool.
So it's been protesting in the morning and podcasting in the afternoon. What a day!
What a day!
So I thought I'd just put this into context so that you understand how I relate to Alicia. We've been friends, Alicia, for what, 7 or 8 years?
I think we met in 2016 or maybe
8 years.
2017.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. And we've always kind of met up thanks to music and concerts. Has always been our like excuse. Oh, you know,
Yes.
um, s- like Sleaford Mods were playing in Turin. So, oh, let's meet up and see Sleaford Mods. Or as
And
we were just talking about,
the fun thing about me and Paul that we met the first time at my show. I
yes,
was the one
exactly.
who was playing. I
Oh,
was on
nice.
Yeah.
stage, and
You were sitting
then
in the
we
corner. Yeah. You were sitting in the middle of the bar
yes,
and
and
we
then
just
at the
started
bar
chatting.
we
Yeah.
talked, and it
Yeah.
was friendship at first sight.
Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly. It's amazing.
Yes.
And then I think the last time we met up was when we saw Jarvis Cocker again in Turin.
Yes, Jarvis and Sleaford Mods in the same
Yeah.
day. Sleaford Mods in
What
the
a
afternoon, Johnny Marr and
yes.
Jarvis
Oh
in the
yes,
evening.
Johnny Marr.
Johnny
Johnny
Marr.
Marr.
Wow.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
legendary guitarist, obviously.
From the
Yeah.
Smiths. Yes.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I
Who
think so.
who
It's
I've
been
also
what, two
seen as well.
years. So we need to find another excuse, Alicia, for we find a concert, any concert, any random concert. Let's meet up again.
All right. So
But
let's
I don't know where you live, so I don't know.
Near Brescia. I live near
Because
Brescia now.
you're
I've been
like
moving around.
a Pokemon appearing in different
Yes,
places.
mhm.
yes. That's I've
All
heard
right.
worse names, but yeah, Pokemon is good.
I work with kids.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
All right.
So Alice,
Let's go on
you
to the matter
yes,
in hand.
yes. So you've been quite recently diagnosed with the ADH and the D.
No, I've been
No.
diagnosed with the autism spectrum disorder. I haven't been
Uh-huh.
tested for ADHD.
Okay, okay.
At the moment, I don't have. I'm not planning to do the test because I'm learning a lot of things about
Uh-huh.
autistic spectrum disorder, and for me, as for many people, adults diagnosed in I'm 38, so I was diagnosed in my 38.
Uh-huh.
It was a sort of liberation because
Mm.
I was being very mean to myself. I was
Mm.
Right.
telling a lot of bad things to myself.
Mm-hmm.
How can you be so smart, but how can you be not efficient, not productive enough?
Uh-huh.
There
Uh-huh.
are things that doesn't match your intelligence. Okay,
Uh-huh.
why are
Mhm.
you always tired? I felt like I had a sort of valve for my energy, and this valve was always open, like I had
All
a
right.
sort of a loss of energy all day
Yeah.
long. And when I talked to the neuropsychiatrist, she told me
Uh-huh.
it it's true, it's real. The loss of energy that you feel, it's not because you are lazy, it's because you have to think more than other people.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you have to sort of think in a conscious way about everything. How can I interact with this person? What's the right thing to say? Okay, does this rule apply to this situation? Yes or not? Oh my God, he raised his eyebrows. What does this mean? Okay, are they
Yeah.
mad? Are they judging me? Okay. Other stuff
Mm.
common to autistic adults and maybe to ADHDers.
Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so a lot of things uh, came into place, and
Right.
that
Yeah.
I'm happy. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but now I have
Mm.
developed a sort of compassion and kindness
Yeah.
that
So
helps me.
did you find you just suddenly discovered a lot of explanations from to your things that happened in your past?
Yes, and this is a thing I've been thinking about in the last days. I discovered a lot of hints from my past self in
Uh-huh.
some songs, in some poetry I wrote when I was a teenager.
Ah, that's
There
Oh,
was
interesting.
a
nice.
lot of suggestion and hints.
Mm-hmm.
This incredible need for silence I manifested through my teens and also
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid, but I was really obsessed with silence. I used to do sort of no talking competition like let's see how many hours can I spend in silence today. Oh my god,
Okay.
I haven't been talking for 9 hours.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I because talking for me is um, is very tiring. I love to do
Mm-hmm.
it when I find someone who shares an interest, a particular passion with me. But in general, small talk and other
Mm-hmm.
kind of communication are very very tiring. So
Yeah.
I come home
So how's
and
that?
I sleep.
Yeah. So how does that fit with being a teacher? Because I started teaching as well this year, and my feeling was, okay, I'm going to burn out really easily and fast. How do you cope with that? You know.
I have to thank teaching because it was kind of the the sparkle that led to my burnout. Last
Okay.
year, I was losing weight. I didn't know why. I was
Okay.
very, very, very stressed, and but I didn't know why. But it was the sensory overload,
Uh
all
huh.
the
Uh huh.
kids screaming, and then I found out about autism,
Uh
and
huh.
it's like teaching brought me in front of the evidence that my way
Mm-hmm.
of perceiving sounds, mainly sounds in my, but also communication and relationship with other people. And I'm very controlling when I have to communicate, maybe with others. And when you teach, you have to talk with kids, a lot of colleagues, a lot of parents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's very tiring,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm good at it because my neuropsychiatrist told me that studying acting and working as an actress in my for a lot of years in my life in theater sort of saved me because this deep study of communication and expression gave
Mm-hmm.
me a lot of tools that I can use in reality in order
Mm,
to look normal. Because
yeah.
when I tell people, a small group of people, when I tell them that found out that I am autistic, they are like, mm, is your doctor okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she knows what she is talking about? Yes, she knows. The problem
Yeah.
is the rest of the world, the general public, has a specific idea about autism
Mm-hmm.
and how an autistic person should look
Yeah.
Right.
and
Yeah.
act. So
I mean, it's a classic, isn't it? Look at Jim Carrey, for example. I mean, he even did a film called The Mask. Okay, Jim
Mhm.
Carrey. You know, I mean, it's all. it's all, tutto scena, you say in Italian. It's all scenery, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. If in fact we were saying the other week that Jim Carrey doesn't know. Well, he says he's all these characters, but when you take those characters away, he isn't anything. He's almost just a blank nothing.
Amoeba.
Like there isn't a Jim Carrey. There is just the personas and the characters that he plays. But
Mhm.
but he says that there's nothing actually under that. There's he isn't
Right.
he isn't there.
I mean, that's the extreme end, right?
Right.
It's the extreme end. So how did you start to kind of from reaching a point of exhaustion last year? How did you then? When did the idea of autism pop up in your mind?
Uh,
Was it a slow thing that came gradually?
in A lot of people told me, but like a sort of joke or
Really?
low key insult. You're
Right.
autistic.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I've got maybe strange passions, like my vinyl collection of obscure Asian
Ooh, nice.
music
Yes.
from the 60s and the
Yeah.
70s. Oh my god, you
And
are
literally
autistic.
the best DJ, if you want that kind of like niche music, it's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, very kind of like niche kind of hobbies and yeah.
Yes, but or they told me, oh, you want to look strange. No, I really love it.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the matter? And
Yeah.
so a lot of friends kind of joke with me about this thing, and about the fact that I sort of have. How do you call the door that? Can I check the internet for?
Yeah.
absolutely. You
Okay,
you can
What
check
is
the
it? Tell me, what
internet.
is it? What is it in
it's like the
Italian?
Why?
the, the door that shut and keep the fire away. Okay, or it divides
Fire
some
doors.
section. Okay, I work like sort of fire doors. Maybe
Okay.
I was suffering from maybe a lost boyfriend or
Mhm.
other sad things, maybe losing family members, but
Mhm.
this pain wasn't visible. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
mostly when I was working, because when I closed maybe the theater or the studio door, I was like zoom. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so a lot of people made a strange idea about me, like I was cold, distant, or maybe she is always in control. She always knows what she is doing, so she
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
she
Uh-huh.
knows everything. She's perfect. She's a sort of
Yeah.
genius-like
Mm.
person, but inside I was really
Mm.
dying. So this
Right.
Mm.
sort of mismatching of what I felt inside and what
Mhm.
really came
Mm.
outside, or I could express outside,
Yeah.
at some point
Externalized.
became too much, too much.
Yeah. And did you? I'm guessing that you probably the people around you all assumed that. Oh, Elicia, she's fine. She's got everything under control. And you're thinking,
Absolutely.
why doesn't anyone ever ask me if I'm okay? Right?
Because they assumed it that I was
Yes.
okay. Like in
Yeah.
Italy, we say "ma chi t'ammazza," who can kill you? Okay, who
Hmm.
can kill you? You are so strong.
Yeah.
Ma chi ti ammazza? Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, Apparently, nobody or anything could kill me.
Mm.
Highlander.
Assassins.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
But I was I was suffering all along, but I didn't know why. So with my therapist, we went through a lot of maybe traumatic experience or suffering from childhood, teenager, and other stuff. But at some point, we kind of look at each other and we said, okay, we've done anything. What's wrong? Okay,
Yeah.
what are we missing? And then she had a sort of insight. She told me, you know, Alice, another patient of mine did the test for autism spectrum disorder, and she discovered she is in fact autistic, and the
What?
yes, this
What?
this helped her
That's
a
amazing.
lot. Yes, so a lot of things. So meanwhile, I was doing some research. There's a guy I follow because I love his music. He's an incredibly smart man. He creates games, and he is autistic. His name is Immanuel Casto. He's a musician who wrote Porn Groove. His
What?
lyrics, yes, his
Sorry,
lyrics
what?
are very explicit about sex and sexuality, but
Okay.
he tries to expose hypocrisy. Okay, so
All right.
sometimes he targets the church or other good people, and he's also homosexual. So he's a very interesting and smart man, and he did this video where he talked for the first time about all his neurodivergences. Is this the plural
Yes.
of? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll do.
Will do.
And while he was explaining all his autistic um, symptoms, is not the right word, but
Yeah.
specificity,
Traits.
Yep.
Yeah. Traits. Yeah.
traits, all right,
Yeah.
about his autistic traits, I was like, okay, check, check,
Yeah.
check,
Yeah.
check,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
even in my mind, I didn't have the body of an autistic person, because in
Right.
our
That's
perception,
crazy.
autistic, it's Rain Man, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
my neuropsychiatrist told me Rain Man isn't even autistic. It is another kind of thing. He's a savant, a person with
Right.
a small cognitive ability, but with a strange and amazing ability in some specific things.
Right.
It is not autistic. It is another thing. So it was life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so I'm guessing a little bit like me in that sound is really important to me, and it and it definitely sounds like that is like a I want to say hyper focus, but it is a kind of a real interest, and you pay attention. You pay a lot of attention to the sounds around you and music, and you have you know you're a musician, probably a little bit like me,
Hmm.
but you sound like you're the better version of me. Um, but the I like what you were saying, like earlier, where creativity is almost kind of helps you. It kind of gets a lot of emotions out and words out and
Therapeutic.
things out of you, like all of that stuff that could be all pent up and just kind of you know uh you know it sort of stops you from sort of sort of a blowing up, right?
I completely agree with you. And if I read some of my lyrics today, uh, they speak to me in a different way, because my needs were very present and lively at the time, but it was like I didn't pay attention to them. Okay. And also theater for me, I tried to do it as a profession. I studied at the drama school, a very important drama school in Italy, because when I was a teenager, the uh, theater lessons were the only place where I really felt listened to and comfortable, where my need of silence, when my need of quiet listening, when my need of focus only on one thing, and my need of being very precise on things. They were like pregi. How do you say pregi? Is
Privileges.
like not privileges. Is like they were things that they were good things in
Oh,
class.
okay.
However, I was very,
Oh,
very
gifts.
good.
They were
Yeah,
gifts.
gifts. They were so
Yeah.
as gifts. But in classroom during lessons, um, the refrain, Alice, you are polemica, is polemic. You like to argue on things. But I wasn't arguing. I was just asking to understand things, because
Yeah.
I'm precisa.
Precise.
I'm really precise. Okay, so I need to understand deeply things. And my teacher, oh my God, Alice, you're arrogant, you're presumptuous, you criticize. No, I'm trying to understand. But they weren't able to like punish me, because I was a straight A student. So,
Right.
okay.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you.
Actually, I've. So, do you feel like you were attracted to the whole acting thing because from a very young age you instinctively kind of like, I don't understand people, I have to look at them and pay attention. What does this face mean? What How does that,
Right.
how do people's in order to
You're
understand
observer.
the people
Hyper
around you,
observer.
you
Hyper
are
observant.
really, you're paying attention to everyone's, how they act, so that you can understand how to move about in the world and interact with other
How to.
people. You
Right.
become like a professor of people.
Yeah.
That's right. Because when I was very little, I think it was an unconscious thing. But I was good at observing. I was very seeking of new experience and the new people. I was a seeker of experience, emotions, and I liked people, because I liked adult people.
Yeah.
Mostly, because kids, they were unreasonable, they were too loud. So I prefer to be with adult people, even in my teens. And but I studied them very deeply. And theater gave me consciousness about this thing, but I've always done it unconsciously.
It's like
And
yeah, it's like for me when if it's quite common amongst autistic people is that you're hyper vigilant, that you can go into a situation or a room full of people and you can read, in English we say you can read the room.
Yes, the feeling
Just
that
like
I have
instinctively
is that
know.
I can
Yeah.
take more informations that average person can, because I'm
Right.
very vigilant, I'm super observing, and so a lot of information
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And in the end it's very tiring, because
Yeah.
sometimes you are very efficient, but sometimes you cannot do anything because you need to recover from all this information. A metaphor about how my brain works that I use a lot is like for a little spark in my brain, not only one box
Yeah.
opens, but
Yeah.
billions of boxes,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of them are useless. But my mind
Right.
creates links,
Yeah. Yeah.
patterns,
Yeah.
and it's tiring.
Yeah. 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 So
And
since your diagnosis though, have you been in those situations since after your diagnosis where you've actually start to maybe um, recognize it, anticipate it, and maybe manage it better, or not yet?
Absolutely. I started to
Uh-huh.
wear loop earplugs,
Uh-huh.
sometimes even in class, because I know that the loud voices of kids sometimes just make my brain melt, literally
Yeah.
melt. I cannot do anything. I cannot write a word on the keyboard if I hear them screaming, playing. It's
Yes.
really
So
hard
you
for
chose the
me.
perfect job,
Yeah, it's
right?
very satisfying, although it's
Right.
very interesting. I couldn't work ever in an office or ever
Mm.
this monotonous work. I need a
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of creativity. Okay. I
Mm.
found out that I didn't want to be a professional actress because I wasn't comfortable with that idea, with that
Mm.
professional
Mm.
habitat. Okay,
Right.
a lot of strange people in theater, and
Right.
it's 10% your acting skills and 90% your PR skills. I'm
Uh-huh.
awful at PR.
Me too.
I'm awful at selling myself, even
Yep.
in the good way. I'm
Yep.
the worst promoter of myself. I need a manager.
Fantastic. That's
But
amazing. Yeah, that's so true. That really
yeah,
resonates. It really
I,
resonates.
I can't do it. But you saw
Yeah.
me on the stage. I'm comfortable because I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. I know every words, and I feel and I believe in every
Mhm.
words I say. I am in a sort of
Right.
God controlling
Yeah.
the
That's why
world
I
she
bet
is
you're an
building.
amazing teacher. I bet you're an amazing teacher.
I think I'm a good teacher because I always keep in mind things that I hated from school years.
Yes,
And
exactly.
also, I keep in mind that these little kids are making memories. And I
Yeah.
want their memories to be memorable. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't want to
In a good
occupy
way.
their
Yeah.
hard disk with things that don't matter. I want them to
Mhm.
have good and good
Mhm.
memories and things that they can remember, and maybe when they are adult think
Mhm.
about this.
But do
And
you find, because I've found this when my students come to my lesson,
mhm,
they kind of know that, okay, Prof Thompson, he's different from everyone else, and the rules have changed, right? So there's like a difficulty. It's like, oh, okay, everyone else, all the other teachers want us to stay on the rails, right? Sui binari, right?
Mm.
And Prof Thompson, he wants us to get off the rails, and they're not always ready for that. I found.
Okay, I'm since at school you work with other teachers, you have to make common rules because
Yeah.
otherwise kids get
Chaos.
confused. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, Paul.
so
Yes, Paul.
Yes, I
Stay on the
try.
rails.
Stay on the rails. No,
but
I'm
these
half
rails
off and half on.
are good rails, but I know
Yeah.
that my style of teaching is very mm, entertaining and performing because I can sing, I can act, I like to do funny voices. So
Okay.
it's strange, it's different from the average teacher, but it works. And
Yeah.
they get involved, they get interested in what you are saying, and
Yes.
this is how I cope with
I think
schoolwork.
all teachers should be autistic, or at least on the spectrum.
I think that there are more autistic teachers than we think,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they are sometimes they are too strict. They're very rigid in some
Oh
things,
God,
but
yes. Oh
yeah,
God, yeah.
if they can break this toxic relationship with some rules and predictability, they are great teachers. I'm very lucky because theater teaches you to improvise. Before
Yeah. Yeah. Of
doing
course.
anything, you have to watch your audience. I watch my kids and say, okay, today they are crazy. I cannot
Yeah.
do the
There you
right
go.
work. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to do
Yeah.
something else. But
Yeah.
if you are very rigid on the things you have to do, sometimes they are not the right thing to do in that
Yeah.
moment for that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
people. So
Okay. Well, in the interest of time, we always have
Okay.
one question, which I'm happy, which we always ask every guest, which is, you're now part of ADHDville. You're part of our town, and
Right. The
and
sash. Right.
the sash, where's my
we have a
sash?
sash, and
Which.
and you're allowed to open up a any place of what do we call it? So a you can
Place
set
of
up
business or
a
activity.
shop or a business or a place within our town. So we've had someone's opened up a bookshop. That was
Yeah.
Michael, and we've
We've
had
had tapas and tequila bar.
yeah, and we've had a fun park from
Yeah.
Maddie,
ADHD fun park.
and we've also had a record store as well.
Vinyl record shop. We've
Yeah,
already got one.
so we've already got
So
one of those. So what place would you like to start up for me?
I thank you because you are making me able to make a dream come true. I
okay.
perceive myself as a sort of guardian. Okay. So I think I will reclaim the ADHDville graveyard.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
But I
interesting.
want to, because I'm obsessed with silence, and it's a very quiet
Right.
place. I don't find it sad at all, and I think that for when people needs to sort of relax and slow down and be cured from all these overload, they can come to me and my happy graveyard. I would like to. It's like a study place. Maybe we can have tea. Yes, picnic, but in the graveyard. I think I'll be comfortable with the graveyard.
Right. And today or tomorrow is, as we're recording this, today or tomorrow is Halloween.
Yeah,
so amazing.
Tonight is Halloween.
Sounds great.
It sounds great.
Well, I'm going to come and visit.
But we can, if you want, we can add some fake tombstones to lovely autistic people of the past. I would like to have Emily Dickinson's tombstone in my graveyard. I would like to have a Samuel Beckett tombstone in my graveyard and thank them because I love them. And now I know why I like them so much, because we had the same obsessions.
So I believe that in the graveyard that's just up the road from me, I've got Judy Garland is there.
Oh wow!
And Malcolm X as well. So
oh my god!
Wow. I was massively into Malcolm X when I was a kid. When I was growing up, I studied Malcolm X.
When you live in New York, you end up with like famous people dead around you.
Right. Even in Milan, there's a beautiful monumental graveyard, Cimitero Monumentale. There are a lot of rich people, but also a lot of very interesting artists are there. So sometimes I pay them a visit.
Nice.
Of course you do. The picnic.
On that note, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Alicia.
It has been lovely, and thank you for letting me tell my story. And it's interesting to find the things that resonates across the neurodivergencies, because there are some things that connects and resonates.
Definitely.
And they are interesting.
We were talking before we came on air. We were talking about autism, specifically about autism. I think it'd be great to have you on again in the future. Maybe talking more specifically about where ADHD and autism where they merge. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Okay. Really great.
Awesome. I'm going to hit the outro button, which is right here. Go on. There we go. All right, so that just leaves it for me to say ADHDville is delivered fresh every Tuesday to all purveyors of fine podcasts. Please subscribe to the pod and rate us most magnificent, and feel free to correspond at will in the comments. But wait, there's more. If you want to see our beautiful faces, all three of us, then you can hop over to the YouTubes. And also you can find us on the TikToks. And if you feel like it, you can pick up a quill and email us at ADHDville@gmail.com. But in the meantime, be fucking kind to yourself.
And I beseech you, fellow ADHDers, know thyselves, sons of the hounds, come hither and get the flesh.
Blimey. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Alice.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we're out.
There, says the mayor. That's that.